Dave, I'm embarrassed to start this podcast.
Oh, I bet you are. You should be embarrassed to show
I
your face
mean,
anywhere.
I mean, I, I don't even have words. I mean,
Yeah,
as much as I was
like
wishing for it and hoping
yeah,
for it
well,
and kind of spoke
yeah,
it into existence, never in my wildest dreams did I believe that it was going to
yeah.
happen.
And I feel as commissioner, I feel a touch responsible. Not for the just that I didn't call it because I a lot of times will go through and look at things and be like, I'll try to catch things that I think might be wrong. Like if I see something that they didn't like if I'm
Yeah.
watching the points and I'm like, hey man, that should probably be another point for this person or should be less. And
My problem is
I
that I got really caught up in looking at my own team to see if there was any points to find. And I wasn't really thinking about Rennie losing points. I was thinking about me gaining points.
yeah, because when you said it, that got me thinking. And I normally I would have gone in and be like, oh, maybe I could find before ESPN puts it out. And I'm pretty sure if I would have looked, I would have been able to call it on Tuesday and say, hey, I don't
Yeah.
know why ESPN hasn't caught this yet, but they got the defensive points wrong because I mean, according to their own rules, it was clear. And honestly, I kind of alluded to it on the thing. I mean, he probably should have, like in my in my view of things, he probably lost three more because I don't see why a punt team is not considered a special team. I
Right.
get why
They
a pick six doesn't count
right.
against a defense or special team because that's the offense, and unless you're
Yeah.
DK Metcalf or this year Jamar Chase, you don't really make tackles. Um, but yeah, your punt team is it's not just the offense and you swap out the kicker for a punter. They swap out
Yeah.
other guys that can actually make tackles,
Right.
and they practice such things. So to give up a touchdown and not have it count towards the special, I just don't. I've never got it. I never understood it. But it's not one of those things I can choose on ESPN to be different,
Yeah.
like other things that can be chosen. So yeah, wow,
All right. Well,
what a crazy,
did
crazy
did
season we've
anything
had.
that happened in the last 12 hours affect your Miller Time Team of the Week?
I think well, I wasn't sure if you were going to hold me to it, but uh, when Junior was doing his junior shenanigans and basically calling his loss halfway through the first week, I was like, even Rennie was on board with,
Yeah.
he should be the hillbilly. And so I'm like, all right, maybe I'll switch it. But no, I, I mean, I think to get a win on a Wednesday. I mean, as much as I hate to give it to you, I mean I don't think as far as I know, every stat correction's always been done by Tuesday evening in the history of this. I don't ever remember one, at least not one that affected an outcome. Sometimes we don't even notice when things change on a because
Yeah,
it
because they
didn't
don't
affect the
affect
score at all
a
because
score
it's
that much. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a big
yeah.
swing for
I mean, because it
Rennie.
has to be close enough.
And hear me, Rennie, I wasn't looking for 3 points. I was only looking for point six. So the fact that
Yeah.
you lost 3 points, like that was overkill. It wasn't really what I had in mind. So I apologize for
Yeah.
that. But this is also how Bad Beat Brian, I believe, got his name. I mean, this was the impetus for that when he
It was a
had
stat correction.
a stat correction, was in the
Okay.
season where he had several bad beats. We'd have to go. I meant to text you and say, hey,
Yeah.
let's do a
It's
bad beat
hard to find
Brian.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because they don't post everything. We'd have to go back and look week by week. But I believe it was probably, maybe season two or season three of the podcast. Brian just had a string of bad beats, and one of them was a stat correction where it was like we thought he won and then he lost, and it was like I think that
Yeah.
was the point in which we were just like, I mean, that's his name, and it's
Yeah.
proven itself over and over again since then. But
Yeah. It's not just for alliteration purposes.
yeah, so Rennie got bad beat Brian, and there, I mean,
But when it's that close, you both could have easily won in a number of different ways.
yeah,
Even him losing those three, that's only 30 yards. that's two players getting 15 yards. It's
Yeah.
it could have gone either way. You had a ton of turnovers that were kind of inexplicable. He had things that could have gone his way different, but to have it go down after you'd already mentioned it and then settled on it, and then we were all joking about it, like making up shirts, and so I even made a poll that nobody looks at, but I thought about taking it down, but then I thought, well, it still actually applies because you still like that number.
Yeah.
Because 110 point got you a win.
110.5. Yeah. Oh man.
So yeah, that's I can't. I mean, there was a lot of strong weeks.
We would have been talking about. We would have been talking about this matchup regardless. Now we'll talk about it even more just because of like how crazy it is. So yeah.
But there were a lot of people that scored more than you and got wins, but I mean, when something like crazy like this happens, and that's a team. That's you get the award.
Well, I'm gonna give the Hillbilly of the Week award to Brian because he's got 4 losses in a row. Last week he got bad beated. This week he just got beat. And now he finds himself in dead last place. He's the only team with 1 loss or 1 win, and basically eliminated himself, you know what I mean, from contention. And the truth is, like, he has a decent team, and he shouldn't be in this position. So
there's a lot of things going against him,
Yeah, losing 4 in a row.
First and foremost, that he's leading the world in points against.
Yeah. And I would not give it to Rennie because that's just salt in the wound. You know what I mean? Like that's too soon. It could have maybe Andy.
I'm well deserving every week, so I don't want to hog it. So
Andy losing 3 in a row, but then he scores 119. So it's like it's like it's more about who you play. We
had a chance at the end.
Honorable mention goes to Junior just for being a junior.
Oh, being a Debbie Downer, like I can't. I went out to like a 60-25 lead on the first half of the first games, and yet he's calling, "No, it's over. Can't win."
So, well, let's just run through these real quick because I don't want to divulge too much because some of this might come up in a segment we got coming on. So, but we had Brennan versus Ed, 2 losses in a row for Ed, which in a normal season wouldn't be uncommon, but Ed, like, they're not because of mistakes. You know what I mean? He's just, unfortunately, he's not scored as much over the last 2 weeks. He meets a team in Brennan that's been red hot lately, and and is going to be dangerous. This week we'll see he's going to have a little bit of a lineup problem, but
he has 1 quarterback to get, and that's it.
Brennan gets the win, 102.5 to 88 over Ed, and Ed had a full lineup. Just things have not been breaking his way last couple weeks. He's still 5-4, but like the thing for Ed is like you don't want to lose. There's 5. I believe there's 5 weeks left, and you just don't. I mean, it wouldn't take like 5 wins is not going to be enough for Ed. He's got to get a couple more wins here. So then
we talked about how much he needed Jonathan Taylor other weeks, and Taylor had a pretty down week, but I don't know if he makes up.
Colts in general had a down week this past week. So.
Yeah, I mean, could he score 20 something? Sure, he's done it plenty of times, and if he would have, Ed would have been right there.
What'd you think about your matchup with Junior? He scored 111. You scored 77. I mean, obviously 77's not probably going to be enough if you're going to play against a good team.
I had 60. Like I said, I had 60 points in the first half of the 1 o'clock games, and then I had these receivers that are boom and bust. Gibbs disappeared. And my only saving grace was that I keep saying Kylie Minogue because I don't know how to say his name. The Chicago running back.
Yeah.
Um,
Mononagel.
it looks like Kylie Minogue to me, the pop star, But yeah, so yeah, I got these guys that got one catch for a touchdown early, and then they never caught another pass like Sutton
Yeah.
and
And not that
you know,
anybody relies heavily on their defenses, but when you only get one from the Patriots defense, it's like, man,
yeah, and they're like one of the top,
yeah.
I don't play them because it's a win, a fluke. They're like one of the top ranked defenses, and I thought Atlanta, yeah, I mean Michael Penix is not like a superstar,
Yeah.
I thought they'd
Well,
get a couple turnovers,
Junior
something.
got a great game from Brissett. He got a big game from Higgins. Santos with 11 for his kicker. That's good. He got just enough from Cook and Robinson. And then, I mean, he had a dud from Metcalf, but Pittman comes in with 11 and a half. So it just ended
Yeah.
up being enough.
But it's no surprise. He's been doing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Been doing this all season. So I would have had to put up, my highest score of the season was 116. I think I would have had to put that up just to get,
Yeah.
the win. So no, I mean, Junior deserved to win. I didn't. It's one
The
of those
matchup
seasons.
between Brian and Travis, I felt like was Brian's to have, and he just couldn't get enough points on Monday Night Football. Like that, he just,
Yeah.
you
He had a
know.
lot of spots left. They just didn't do anything.
Well,
And
I think
you
having two
catch
Cowboys that have to catch the
catch
ball,
Travis on a
and
week where he doesn't get 100, you got to take advantage of it.
yeah, having three Cowboys total, and then the Cowboys just didn't play well, that doesn't help
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of eggs, one basket kind of thing.
Yep. But he only got 11 from Mahomes too, which is like pretty
Yeah,
uncharacteristic.
yeah, that was,
So
and he's still the fantasy leader in quarterback. So that's how good he's been on. So it's not like it was dumb to play him,
right.
And against Buffalo, you thought, oh, that'll be a shootout. It has been in the past, and it just wasn't. At least not the quarterbacks.
I don't know why, but it seems like when Ratty loses, he loses to teams that score a lot of points.
Yeah,
He got that high points Lee with the 130 against to his 102. I mean, I feel like anytime you score over 100 and you get a loss, like it stings a little bit. So
yeah. I mean,
the consolation prize for Josh is that he's over 500 and he's got a lot of points.
yeah. No, he's doing all right. I mean, it's a tough loss. He's still got a winning record, and he's solid fourth place. So that's But man, Lee, uh, London
Drake
just kept
London,
getting
35.
touchdowns. That whole defensive thing, like where my defense was going against Atlanta, that's where
Yeah.
because I was like, man, if my defense can hold Bijan to not much, then that's a double win for me. But they did hold Bijan to no touchdowns, but it was Drake London that just kept catching them.
Well, if you want to know, that performance knocked Drake London into the top 10 wide receiver spot. So
Yeah.
and so that puts Lee with 2 of the top 10 wide receivers. So
Yeah.
it's pretty good. Pretty
Yeah,
good.
that helps.
So,
And Herbert's no slouch at quarterback, so
yeah. Big win for Lee there, and he's 5-4, and we get Adam back on the board with a great showdown between him. I mean, other than the drama between me and Rennie, like this was actually probably the best matchup of the week.
Yeah, and it was going back and forth, and even at the end, you couldn't say it wouldn't be it would have been it's almost surprising that
CD could have caught a touchdown. If
a
CD
20
made a touchdown,
all he needed was
and then
21 yards.
Yeah.
And they were trying to get down the field. Who else are they going to throw it to?
Right.
And it was just, man, he threw some bad passes. He threw one his way that was 21. It was over 20-yard pass. It just wasn't catchable.
Yeah.
Even by Lamb. So that could have easily flip-flopped right at the end. And to Adam's credit, he just kept, he had Bowers with that game went into overtime. And so those points were extra time points a lot. And McCarthy, he's been struggling to find, every quarterback he's had Murray, he's had Fields. They both been hurt
Yeah.
and or played bad, and so he picks up McCarthy and he gets a solid 23. Needed every point of that. Marvin Harrison had a good game. So
I mean,
121. Yeah, I mean
all of Adams' points are on lineup. Like, look at his bench, and it's like nothing.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
he squeezed
and
every ounce of it
which
out of his team.
it it was almost a matter of time because we've talked about this week after week where he's had really good scores on his bench
Yeah.
and he's played the wrong people and it's been like probably maddeningly frustrating. But this week he maybe by having no choice or something, but he picked all the right people and he needed every bit of it to get past Andy.
Yep. Yeah. And then we had me versus Rennie, 110.5 versus 108. Nothing to see here. But and it was and really, like, it was kind of crazy because Jones had an off game. I got okay scores out of my running backs, but nothing crazy.
Well,
Nothing
even when it was
crazy.
110,
Nothing crazy out of the wide
you had
receivers, but they were
you had so many chances to get that
to get
extra
more
point,
points. Yeah. That game, it went from having like 6 minutes to go in that game to having like under 2 minutes to go in that game like this. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
And I said it in like the chat, but Mahomes throws a 30-yard interception down the field on a play where like they just needed to get a first down. I was like, "What are you doing, dude? Like, you threw in the triple coverage. Like, what? You need 7 points to tie this game. Why are we There's 6 minutes left. Why are you throwing the ball 40 yards down the field?"
Because I mean, if they keep that possession, there's no way Rice doesn't get one catch, for 5 yards or
Right, yeah.
6 yards.
Yeah, crazy. So, but yeah, that's insane. So, but it's so funny because, like, had we know if they would have just done it properly,
Yeah,
scored it
it would have
properly,
been.
then at one point in time, then when Rice caught a pass, like, he would have went over the 108, and I'd have been like, "Oh,
Yeah.
there it was. That's all I needed."
Yeah, because
then it's less drama.
Yeah, I mean that score would have stuck. The Tennessee,
Yeah.
Chargers score would have been known.
Yes.
His defensive score would have counted that extra point a little earlier.
Yeah. So standings, we've got Brian in last place at 1-8. We've got Adam holding on to a little bit of life with a 2-7 score. I did the math. If he, he would end up 7-7 if he won out, and
Which,
could be
that's what we
enough.
talked about it.
Yeah. Could be enough if he did it, but he'd probably need a little bit of help from some people, or he'd have to score a lot of points over the next 5 weeks to kind of do that. You are sitting in ninth place at 3-6, and so the good news for anybody who's in ninth or above is that there's a game separation. You know what I mean? Like for Rennie sitting at 4-5, and Junior sitting at 4-5. They've got a game. They're a game up.
Although the -3 points dropped him below me in total points.
It does, so yeah.
If I win and he loses, and it's by the same amount, that's still a lot of ifs and that I need to happen. But
yeah. So Rennie is well behind Junior in points scored, but they have the same record. So like he could with a win and a Junior loss, he could find himself back in the playoffs in a week. So
this is exactly what we talked about with Rennie 5 weeks ago, his points could come back to haunt him, and if he doesn't increase them, and he hasn't compared to some of the people around him.
Yeah, so Rennie's
somebody as lowly as me.
Rennie's sitting at 9th, and Junior's sitting at 8th with 4-5, and then we've got a bunch of teams at 5-4. So starting at the bottom, we got Ed, Brennan, Lee, and Josh all at 5-4, and they go anywhere from 910 total points after 9 weeks to Ed's 885. So they're bunched in pretty close. It's not like there's a huge margin, about a 30-point swing there from top to bottom.
I didn't really look at. I'd have to look at the matchups to see who plays who, but theoretically, because he plays Ratty, he has way more points. A win could jump him all the way to fourth place.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know whether if some of these people in the middle play each other, then they'll have more wins. But
Yeah.
but if any of those 5-win teams lose, Junior passes them by easily.
Yep. Yep. And so then we've got Andy at 6-3, and then me and Travis at
3 straight
7-2.
losses.
We're like
Yeah.
twins. Just we're exactly the same. We're just
Yeah.
sharing that spot up there at the top. Have you liked the photos I've been sharing? Like last week when it was me and Travis and Andy, I showed the picture from the what is the movie, the Adam Sandler
Oh yes.
shoot, now I'm going blank. Grown Ups.
Yeah.
With the 3 girls and the 3
Now,
sisters.
I didn't understand. Yeah. I
So
didn't
then-
understand the shower one.
Oh,
Did I
well, we'll
overthink
get to
it?
that. We'll get to that one in a second.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Okay.
and so then this for the me and Travis this week, I shared a photo from Central Intelligence with The Rock and Kevin Hart. So, we're
Yeah,
the
'cause
same. Yeah.
I've looked at, your lineup and your bench compare, it's always been rickety and who knows what. Have you looked at his? Like he's got a lockdown, starter ready to go at any spot.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, Travis is so good. He's been trying to trade with me for one of my top wide receivers, and I'm like, and he's probably making a good offer. It's not that it's bad. I'm like, Travis, my 3 wide receivers are the only things that I have that like separate me from you. If I give you
Yeah.
an elite wide receiver for one of your 5 running backs, like you're going to be unstoppable.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see you lose, not win.
You
But,
don't necessarily want to give up a position of strength, and
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so let's talk about the chat a little bit. There's been, we got an Adam sighting today in the chat, and he was sharing his condolences with Rennie. He says, "Hey, don't worry. We're going to pretend like this season never happened." Okay? So I'm sure
because he does kind of control the history and the
yeah.
spreadsheets and stuff. I don't
Yeah.
ever see that.
Yeah, so he's going to just make this season like it never existed, okay?
Hey, I
so
might be right there with him.
So I shared a photo from Dallas. That's Bobby Ewing. Do you know what I'm talking about now?
Okay. Well, I know some, I mean, I'm aware of Dallas, but I still
So
don't.
during one of the seasons of Dallas, Bobby got shot.
I thought it was JR that got shot. Bobby get shot too?
Or Bobby.
It was who shot JR was the big.
Yeah, who shot JR? But
maybe they all
Bobby,
got shot.
No, but then Bobby died.
Oh, Bobby died too. Okay.
Okay, Bobby died in a season. All right. And at the beginning of the next season, Bobby's in the shower, and it was all a dream. So they made an entire season. They made an entire season of Dallas disappear. And so anytime if you want to talk about something not existing, it's like Bobby in the shower.
Me and Brian and Adam just need to wake up and have chicken in front of us.
Yes.
We fell asleep at the draft waiting for our chicken because it took so long. Waiting for the draft, and we'll wake up. There's the chicken, and I will pick Jackson Smith Enigma in the 3rd round instead of Jaden Daniels, and my season would be totally different.
Yes. Yep. So Bobby dies in Dallas at the beginning of like whatever season 5 or something, and then the whole season is like Bobby's dead and this whole bad thing, and then at the beginning of season 6, it's just Bobby in the shower, and they start over from where they left off, and like an entire season just disappeared.
I feel like that was done a lot, and then maybe people got so mad at it, the whole dream sequence thing, like all it was all, because I remember there was talk that maybe Lost was that.
Yeah, well, and like because that became a thing, like with any show, it's like if your favorite character died, you were just kind of like, well, are they really dead? I mean, they could come back, right? Like, how are they going to bring them back? Like,
dreaded dream sequence. Yeah. Okay.
So
I didn't
that's
put
where
all
it
that
came from.
together in that picture.
Yeah.
I
Well,
never liked Dallas. I didn't watch it.
it came on after the Dukes of Hazzard, so my mom and dad
Yeah,
watched
it
it.
was. I mean, I think my dad liked it, but I didn't ever like it.
Yeah, you were right though. Who shot JR? That was the question. That
Yeah.
was the burning question that everybody wanted to know.
That
So,
was probably beginning of, maybe it was before the, at least what I'm aware of, cliffhangers, like
yep,
for,
yep, and
because I feel
spinoffs. So
like the
you
old
had,
shows, was there ever a cliffhanger on Andy Griffith? No. It
yeah,
just
yeah,
everything
the
clean cut
Fall
at the end,
Guy.
ready for the next episode. They all just neat and tidy. A-Team was always neat and tidy. I
Yeah,
mean, it seemed like it. None of these like wait till the next season,
yeah,
to
yeah.
finish the story.
Dallas and Knots Landing.
Oh,
So,
and so
all
like,
right.
and then
So
soap operas. Oh
yeah,
gosh.
yeah. So we're gonna play a game, and it's based off of one of our favorite radio
A,
personalities that we
a
love to
guy we
hate.
love. Oh,
His name is Doug
yeah.
Gottlieb, and he does a section which is big deal, little deal, no deal. And so you've got some
Yeah,
burning questions you're going to ask
I
me,
do.
and we're going to talk about whether it's a big deal, a little deal, or no deal.
I will start with a good one.
Okay.
Wednesday stat corrections.
It's a big deal. We haven't even talked about it yet,
Yeah.
but that win got Junior into the playoffs.
Yeah.
It kept me in first place. It with Travis, okay, but like tied for
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
And it
Puts Rennie
completely
more precarious.
it put Rennie out of the playoffs, and so I would say that was major ramifications
Yeah.
of that stat correction. Less impact on me because I was going to be in second or third place, you know what I mean, no matter what. But bigger ramifications down at the bottom.
I think it probably put a dent in the alcohol sales in the greater Dearborn County,
Yeah,
because you were
that
prepared to drink like 30 beers tonight because
I
of the
was,
loss,
yes,
but
I
now you're
was.
won and you're happy with it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm happy. Okay, so I say,
All
what about
right.
you? You think that's a big deal?
Yeah, just because I don't ever remember it happening on a Wednesday. It's always
Yeah,
been Tuesdays, and most of the time I don't even bring them up because I see them, but
yeah,
they didn't impact you. Like somebody might notice, oh well, I got a couple more tenths of a point,
yeah,
on my win or my loss. But this, man, that,
yeah,
that was pretty drastic,
yeah. All right.
even though it was technically correct.
Yep.
But yeah. All right, we'll go to this one. Junior has the most total points in the league.
Uh,
Big
I'll,
deal, little deal, no deal.
I'm gonna say it's a little deal.
Okay.
I think if we say it's a big deal, we're making too much out of it because your head-to-head matchups mean so much. It's a little deal only in the sense that if he could start to get wins, which he is, then it's going to help him propel up the standings faster. But
Yeah.
here's the truth. He could have the most points in the league, and if he ends the season 4-10, he's going to be out of the playoffs and it won't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I'm closer to saying it's big just because if 6 happens to get you in, it would be him that gets in.
yeah.
You know,
So,
just because of
yeah.
that. So,
Think it,
all
think
right.
it,
Well,
think it. If
this
it
one's a
was
little more
me,
heady.
if it was me, I would be pissed.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. All right, this one's a little more heady, and I think you kind of brought this up a week or two ago. So, uh, last year, Chase led all of wide receivers in points, but he would have only been, there were one, two, three, four running backs that had more points than him. So this year so far, the best wide receiver would be he would be in the 8th spot. There's 7 running backs that are ahead of the best wide receiver. Big
Yeah.
deal, little deal, no deal.
I think it's a big deal only because if we knew that going into the draft, it probably would have changed people's draft strategies.
Yeah.
I
think
think that more running backs would have went in the first round. If you would have said to people, hey, the top 7, or if you would have said 8 out of 12 position players, non-quarterbacks, like the highest scoring players, are going to be running backs and wide receivers are going to be farther down. And the point disparity between like the best wide receiver and the best running back is going to be substantial. I think more people would have tried to, they would have won. They would have been like, oh, wow, shoot, there's going to be a lot of good running backs. Because in the past, I think we felt like with the platoon strategy, you're like, well, there's only a few good running backs out there. And if you don't get one of them, then it doesn't matter. No, right now you're telling me that there's 7 elite running backs that have more points than the best wide receiver. So I think that would have changed draft strategy.
Yeah, because then, I mean, that's the best. So you would have to pick the best. If you don't pick the best, then you're even farther down, you know?
Yeah.
And then you got more chances because there's more running backs that are better than that to pick one of those guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we've just moved. It seems like the last few years where it's real wide receiver heavy, and for a lot of different reasons. But who knows? But that's only not half the season. I guess there's more than 5 weeks left in the regular season. Because we count our
5
playoff
fantasy
weeks.
weeks left.
So it's really half. You know, so this could change by the end. A couple receivers could just go off, and a couple running backs above there could get hurt or start playing bad or whatever.
I think it'll be better for fantasy football long term if over the next couple years we get more balanced scoring between running backs and wide receivers. It makes it more fun.
Okay, fair enough. All right, this one I thought was going to be different because and I think last year was an anomaly, but this year so far, out of all the first 4 rounds, there's only 2 players that we all picked that are on the basically season IR. 3 if you count Burrow. I mean, he might come back, but there's 2 that pretty much are not coming back, or definitely not coming back this season. Last year, I don't think there were any, but I feel like the year before and other years, people's first, second round or first couple picks.
We didn't lose anyone to IR last year.
Not for the whole season, I don't think.
Really?
I mean, maybe I looked on a list. It's hard to find that because you can't just look at the draft.
Right.
There were people that missed 4 to 6 games.
Right.
But I don't think anybody that was actually.
Do you think that not to jump in front of your question, but the change that they made around COVID where you could go to the 4-week IR has kind of changed a lot of this.
And maybe that has changed things because we've had seasons where they had to decide to put somebody on IR and they might have been able to come back, but because of the rules they couldn't. But I don't know. I mean, so back to the game, big deal, little deal. The fact that there aren't that many people in our top 4 rounds that really have been that are out for the season.
I feel like it's no deal only because, like, personally, at the beginning of the season, I dealt with a lot of IR stuff. And I think that even though you're not losing guys to like season ending IR, I think there's been enough IR problems that have hurt people's teams. So whether it's Burrow or the Arizona running back, John Carter, like that's just for me 2 guys that I've lost that I had to lose to IR. But then I know that other guys have had guys on IR for like the 4 weeks. So, and you know, I think that's still we're in week 10 now. So if you've lost somebody to a 4-week IR, that's half of our season so far. So it feels like that feels
does,
like.
Yeah. And I guess I
just to
agree,
talk
though.
about the way that you phrase the question is the fact that we haven't lost anybody to season-ending IR, or at least we've only lost 2, maybe John Carter being 1.
Yeah.
Is that it feels worse than probably it looks on paper for some teams. So I would say that that's no deal, but I don't know what you think.
I think if I remember, it was Neighbors that Adam and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Are the only 2 that were drafted in the first 4 rounds, I think.
But
except Burrow. Was he
Burrow was drafted, but he's not on season-ending IR.
Yeah, he's not. So I don't know if he's coming back or not.
But
I think you're probably right.
When did Carter get drafted? Was he like fifth or
Not not Carter.
John Connor.
Oh, I don't. He must not have been the first 4 rounds. He must have been a 5th round because I looked at all 4 and unless I missed him. Maybe I missed him.
Yeah, he probably
But
was.
I think
'Cause I probably took Aaron Jones yeah, I probably took Aaron Jones in the 3rd. I took Bro in the 4th, and then I took Carter in the 5th.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I didn't even.
Connor.
I kind of forgot about the fact that these last few years, compared to, I mean, we've been doing this a long time, and we had a lot more years where teams had to make a decision on somebody because they needed a spot, and they would just put them on season-ending IR, even if they might be able to come back because they didn't have another choice. And so here, as a fantasy person, you had a guy lost for the season, sometimes week 2, and he was your number 1 pick. So it's probably not as big a deal as it used to be. All right, moving on. You'll like this one because it's about you. You're 8th place in total points. Is that a big deal, no deal, or a little deal?
It's a little deal because once the playoff starts, I think that then like you're playing against better teams, and so yeah, I mean, I looked at it today. There's only like 4 teams that have scored less points than me or whatever it is,
That's what I said. You're 8th.
Yeah. So
8th place.
it's not great, but it's a little
and
deal.
I'll tend to agree.
I'd say it's the same as Junior.
Because you got enough wins.
Yeah. So it's not going to affect
because you have enough wins. You're not going to lose a playoff spot at this point. I mean, you would have to lose out, which would be tough to do. You'd almost have to try to lose out, and still you would probably be on the cusp.
Right.
And and then once you get in, none of those points help you, for the first round. So, yeah. Adam got his 2nd win of the season.
We'll call that a little deal. Little deal as well, because all Adam needs is just a crack of daylight. And we kind of talked about it when we went through the thing. Yeah. 5 more wins would get him to 7. He's ready to ask for a Dallas rewrite of this season, and rightfully so. But I would say that he had a really good showing, and so crazier things have happened than for him to go on a heater and find himself back in.
Win out.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say it's no deal just because, and again, this goes down to like power rankings and just everything we've ever said about him. It's all based on reputation. It's based on the fact that like if somebody was going to be in this kind of hole and then drag their team back to the playoffs, there's only a handful of guys that I would think would be able to do that, and Adam would be one of them.
So I'd say, it's not no deal. It's something, because even if mathematically it's going to be tough, he'd have to win out, and most likely, or at least win, to making the playoffs is tough. But if he comes back to life and stays that way, and nobody gets, because for a while, if you played Adam, I got to win, and I shouldn't have,
Yeah, when he puts up 50, you know what I mean? That's tough to stomach for anybody. But if he's going to score 100 every week and be a tough out, then that's going to be, so that's something.
He's going to make a difference on other people making or not making the playoffs, more so than if he stayed how he was playing before. So that's where, this week, no, it's not that big a deal. But moving forward, if he stays at, as a team that man, it's not like an easy win, and he could mess up some other people's spots in the order, and just play spoiler, which I don't think, I could see him getting a touch of, play spoiler, especially it depends on who it's spoiling.
Oh, he'll be a great Grinch. Yeah,
it'll be better than nothing, something to look forward to. So that's the game that we ripped off of the coach of the Green Bay something basketball team.
Yeah.
He probably
once got caught for shoplifting. Once got caught for shoplifting when he was playing college basketball.
Oh, was that him? Oh gosh.
Well, not
But
the one that the Ball brothers got caught overseas shoplifting
oh,
and had the
okay,
big thing, but yeah,
yeah.
the Gottlieb, believe he played for Arizona. Did he? He played for a couple
I didn't really
different
remember
college
that much
schools.
about him,
So
but we
yeah,
talked, we briefly went back and forth about because I wanted to make sure you knew who he was. I'm like, there's some radio shows where I'm in the car and the other station's on commercial or it doesn't have anything going on that's interesting. And so I'll flip over and I'll listen to all these people. It doesn't mean I like them,
yeah.
but sometimes they get decent people on. They'll
Well,
talk about stuff that's interesting,
Well, I told you, I was
you
like,
know.
I don't like him. I don't like his takes, but then sometimes I'll listen to him because it's kind of same way with, I don't know if you know who Rob Parker is. Is also like, he used to do the show with Chris Broussard. They have the Odd Couple, radio show
Okay.
on Fox Sports or whatever, but he's a big baseball guy. He hates Steph Curry. And so every time he's just like, and it's like, I love to listen to him because then it just gets me so mad. And I'm just like, you're a
Yeah,
moron. But yeah,
fair enough.
yeah. So,
So yeah,
all right.
that's our game. So we have
Yep.
some matchups for this week to look forward to.
Yep.
Starts tomorrow.
Let's go to the scoreboard. We'll start with you. Um, 2-loss Dave versus 4-win in a row. Brennan. Um, Brennan is in desperate need of a quarterback, so he's been soliciting for one. So if you would like to
Yeah.
see Dave lose, you just call Brennan at 1-800 Sundance Kid and
I mean, his
offer him a
projection is
quarterback.
only 10 behind, and every single quarterback available is projected for 15 or more. So
You weren't able to go in and select all of them.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I have a better waiver spot than him, so I could guess maybe, but it doesn't matter. Even if I pick the guy that's going to get 30, he only needs a guy that's going to get 15, and he'll probably
Yeah.
pass me up. So that would be a fool's errand to try to waste my waiver spot on a quarterback that I'm not going to play. So yeah, I mean, he's got a good lineup, but besides the quarterback spot, it's pretty easy this year. We've had some people be able to pick up guys and get good scores out of them.
Can I
You
ask you a
know,
question? Is Jaden Daniels' elbow supposed to turn that direction?
I don't think so. I think the
Okay.
last I checked, it's this, not, So
Okay.
yeah, I feel like he's just a wasted spot at this point because I even if he comes back, I'll probably let somebody else decide whether they pick him up and play him because by the time he comes back, it'll probably be playoffs that I might not even be in. So I'll wait and whenever week Drake May's on, I'll pick up some schlub and he'll score 10 points and you know
Well,
that'll be
Dave, if you want good news, you and I no, you picked Brennan to win this matchup,
I did.
and I picked you, so you got a chance to pick
Yeah,
up a point, but
I
it's in
do.
your own worst
It's at the detriment of my
playoff.
possible playoff hopes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
All
know
right.
how I mean, he's got better people up and down the lineup. I mean, than me. I got guys that could go off, but they just haven't. um,
All
I don't
right.
even know if
So
my lineup's totally set. So yeah,
here's
I don't
a
like it. Move on.
here's a real challenge for Ed. He's got 3 guys on bye, so or
It
two
seems
guys
like
on
it's
bye
been.
and a quarterback that's not playing football anymore.
I don't know. Like I've looked at mine where I could. I've had like 3 week stretches where not that I would leave them, but if I could, they're all at least going to play.
Yeah.
Every week he's got he's had
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
of all the people that have had the most lineup work to do, it's been
Yeah.
him, and he's pulled it off for the
Yeah.
most part. He'll get it done, I think, by the end, but you never know when it's going to happen. But he's got a tall order this week to try to put together a team that'll, because Travis doesn't score under 100 2 weeks in a row, so you're
And
going to have to score over 100.
and Buffalo's playing Miami, and I don't know if I mean, Josh Allen's got to be thinking he's
Yeah,
gonna put up 50. So
yeah.
so Ed's got his what? But Ed, I'm begging you, please, please show up and beat Travis this week. So you're really
So maybe a
smart.
phone call, some advice is going to happen.
So both of us are not stupid, and so we both picked Travis to win this game.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not stupid.
Yeah. All right. We've got Rademacher coming off of one loss and Junior 4 wins in a row. Um, Josh has got some lineup work to do, and
Yeah.
Junior is looking stacked with a 106 prediction in the middle of
Yep.
bye weeks. That's pretty good, for a
Which
team
seems
that's
high, but his average 107. So,
yeah, for a team that's only got 4 wins, you'd be like, man, that's kind of
yeah.
crazy. But
Yeah.
and so both of us, we probably aren't big risk takers when it comes to gambling, so we both went with Junior. And
I mean,
but
there are some
but
outs.
I think both of us would love to see Josh get a win here.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to see him beat off in the nicest way possible.
Yes.
I'm all for that.
But
I
would you
mean, Junior has in Ratty's the glass half full for Ratty is that Bijan hasn't been just lighting the world on fire. Cook is a little banged up, so we don't know what that will bring. So there's some possibilities for a kink in the armor of Junior, but Ratty's gonna have to pull out some stuff to get. He's gonna have to score 108 at least.
Yeah. I don't know how Adam does this, but he is predicted right now to outscore Lee. Now Lee needs a kicker, so that's going to change.
Yeah,
But if you look at
yeah.
Adam's bench, he only has one player that's predicted to score points.
So all his players are
Yes.
gonna start the
Yeah.
best possible lineup.
I mean, I
Yeah,
always loved
but
playing
hey,
on
I
a
mean,
I always loved playing on a basketball team like that. You know what I mean? You never had to worry about getting subbed out. It was like,
exactly.
the coach couldn't get mad at you for taking dumb shots. It's so his players got to
So
love it.
I mean, I would assume the days of scoring 50, 60 are over, but whether he pulls another 121 out of his butt
I will
is
say
what you.
that this is a week where he has a chance to beat Lee this week. Now, you picked Lee and I
I
picked
did.
Adam because I'm
Oh, you
rooting for
did.
him. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I'm rooting for him. I want to see him. I like the disruption, so go Adam. And
Yeah, I think I went with Lee because I feel like he's on a heater, and I ranked him way higher than you,
yep.
which you didn't like at all. But now that I look at the lineup up and down, I think he's got some people that are going to have to overachieve.
All right. Now this is the matchup that I like to call somebody has to win. Okay? And so this is Rennie coming off of 4 losses in a row, going up against Andy coming off of 3 losses in a row. Now, both of
Yeah.
them are projected to get great
Oh,
scores, but
yeah.
neither one of them have won lately. And so somebody's going to win.
I know. I don't know where the tide turns. Is it, Andy riding the ship? See what I did there with the boats?
Yep.
Or is it the continued, is it Rennie is who we kind of thought he was earlier in the season, and it's finally
Yep.
coming to fruition. But a win would get him right back, in the thick of things. Yeah, I mean, this is no slouch for either one. They both have to bring it. It'll probably be
Yep.
100 plus for both. I mean, I think those projections they're not off by any stretch. So
You
yeah,
went you went with Andy, I went with Rennie. So
really,
yeah.
okay, okay,
So it's really more like a number one, I want to create some separation between me and Andy. And number
yeah,
two, I feel like that Rennie deserves a win after last week.
yeah. That might, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. All right. So last but definitely least is the Smithereens versus Heimtime Industries.
Yeah. Is
Me
this a trap
versus
game for you?
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. You score 110.5, you beat your best friend rival, and then you go up against a team that's lost 4 matches in a row, and you're like, yeah, you lay an egg for
Yeah.
one, and two, you let Brian crack the door back open and feel like he's alive.
Yeah. He's got some work to do to even field a team. And
Yep.
but you got some smoke and mirrors going on. Is Puka going to play?
Listen, listen, Dave. Don't be bringing that juju into my house, okay? Of course he's going to play.
Okay.
Oh, goodness. Man. And if he's not going to play, it's fine because I got this little gem that I picked up a while ago, Alec Pierce for the Indianapolis Colts,
Oh
and
yeah.
he's been
Okay.
doing just
Pairs
fine.
pairs with your Daniel Jones.
He
Is Daniel
does.
Jones gonna top his turnovers and
If
get 7?
Well, he's playing in like Brazil or someplace like that. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, they play the 9:30 game, don't they?
Yes.
Oh, for
So
pig's sake.
so I can't. I mean,
Jet lag, time
it's gonna,
difference, you know.
if I was him, I'd probably just hand the ball off to Taylor like 50 times.
Yeah, those games have not been that great.
No,
Oh
the
gosh.
biggest problem is that like all my Chiefs are on bye. So
Yeah, he caught you at a decent time.
yep,
So, and I inexplicably picked Brian.
yep. And I picked
Um,
myself. Um, my team has been built on this idea of like you never know where the points are going to come from, but they end up coming from somewhere. So,
they do.
yeah, yeah. So somebody's going to do something crazy. Maybe the other running back, Dottle, breaks his ankle on the first play of the game, and then Chuba comes in and like scores 20. So maybe that happens.
Yeah, it maybe it will.
Yep, yep.
You
So,
know,
but I do have some question marks next to my name that I don't love seeing. So,
yeah,
we'll see what happens. But man,
yeah.
fantasy is
So it is.
crazy.
Did we solidify when's chicken night?
Well, Andy had thrown out the potential of it happening this coming Monday, but he
This
hasn't said
kind of
anything else
possible.
about it. But so we'll probably find out. So
I don't want to miss it.
yes. Andy, if you're listening to this, please send out a group chat invite
So
with the times to be there, and somebody will bring a
this
cookie
Monday,
cake.
next Monday. I might come this Monday, even if it is the next Monday, and just wait a week.
Just wait
and
a
just
week.
sit in his garage, drink some Mountain Dews.
Yeah. Randy, I keep hearing in the chat about everybody trying to do these like healthy November things, and then Andy's like fried chicken, and everybody's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, no. I did hear about a possible hike from Josh.
Oh yeah,
Andy was trying to get
Andy
Josh to
sent
go.
something out to a couple guys. He's doing one like December 6th or something like that, and then
Yeah.
he's doing one in January. And my son Jack plays on the basketball team, so I don't know if I'll be able to go to either one of them. So, and then my preaching schedule, I'm preaching on both those weekends, I think, right now. So
I haven't been for so long that I'm not on the list, but since Josh tells me about it, the December one sounds a little more because January probably is cold. I don't have the gear for that.
They're both colder. You definitely would want a good sleeping bag. And I would, that little thing that you slept in the last time, the solo tent. I wouldn't do that. So unless you set it right on top of the fire.
Ooh, there's an idea.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, everyone, good luck. Fill out your lineups, and we'll see y'all soon. Including this week, there are 5 weeks of matchups left. It is crazy how fast it's gone. We're in week 10, and that's insanity. So, seems like
we
yesterday.
In a couple weeks, we'll come up with a side bet idea, and
Dave and I are going to talk offline, and maybe next week we'll go over all the like rules, legalities, and we'll have like the long list of like what am I looking for, the fine print,
just to see. Okay. But yeah, that'll be fun. We built that in. That'll be we'll see if that sticks. I mean, I think it'll, yeah. All righty, man.
All right, you all have a great weekend, and we will see you all later. Peace. Bye.